Hi, YouTubers and wet savers everywhere. It's Mark with GeorgeToon.com. I'm back with another Monday morning mailbag. Get yourself a cup of coffee, kick back, relax. Let's talk a little wet shaving and a few other things. What do you got this morning? Well, I've got a coffee that we've used before, but it's not so much the coffee, it's the way the coffee was brewed. Hang on 1 minute. Yeah, that's terrific. That's a nice, smooth cup of coffee. Now, we used, courtesy of viewer Rodney Ripplinger, Lavazza Espresso Italiano, a whole bean coffee. And we ground it in my coffee grinder. And we used, now check this out, an electric percolator. Yeah, check this out. How about that? This has got to be as old as my late father's razor. No kidding, this belonged to my parents. Well, the way it all happened was, Rodney Ripplinger was telling me about electric percolators and other coffee percolators, stovetop percolators. And it seems that there is a growing interest in coffee made in a percolator, whether it's electric or stovetop. And I thought, wait a minute, I think I have one in the house. And I went down in the basement, and sure enough, here is the percolator, the electric percolator that my folks used whenever they were hosting parties. And it looks like it makes about 8 cups of coffee, I think. I'm still playing with the recipe of water to coffee. And you can see right here on the back, okay, I can hold the body of that. It's not too terribly hot. I gotta be careful. You can see some hash marks on the back there. See those hash marks right under the handle? I think you can see them there. Anyhow, those hash marks are where you bring the water level to, and I think there's 3 of them also on the inside. I think the first hash mark is maybe 4 cups of coffee. The next one I think is 6, and I think the top one is 8 cups of coffee. I think, I'm not entirely sure, but you add your coffee. You do a coarse ground because the basket has some fine holes, so you don't want the finer coffee to fall through those holes and have a lot of coffee grounds on the bottom of the pot. You use a coarse ground and you fill it up with coffee, and then you add your water, you add your coffee, you plug it in, and you let it go for about 10 minutes, maybe 11 minutes, something like that. And then you've got a fresh pot of coffee here, and it really is very, very delightful. How about that? Absolutely terrific. Now here's another one that my folks had, and it's missing the lid, the cap, but allows me to show you what these percolators look like. So here it is right here. It has the stem here, and the water comes through the stem, and then it bubbles out on top, and then it falls into the basket here. And this has got to be cleaned out a little bit better here. My apologies. Okay, and all those fine holes there, right? That's where the water drips into the coffee and then back into the pot, and it gets recirculated again, and it bubbles up, and you put the lid on there, and that's how that works. And you drop that whole business, coffee and everything, right in there with the water. You put this on your stovetop again for about 10 minutes, I guess, and then it perks the coffee. How about that? And these seem to be coming back in popularity. I'm seeing more and more activity on YouTube regarding electric and stovetop percolators. And you go up to Amazon, and they have a great selection of them. But this one is a Duralux made in Wooster, Ohio. And I don't have the directions on this. And I don't know, again, the coffee to water ratio. So I'm trying to find that out. I've been looking on Google for directions on this. If you happen to have one of these and you have the directions, please snap a photo of it or tell me the correct ratio of water to coffee, because it really does make a great cup of coffee. And it's nice just to add the water, add the coffee, plug it in, walk away. In about 10 minutes, you've got a pot of coffee. Really, really terrific. Hang on, one more sip. Yeah, and as we like to say in the show, a good hot coffee, a trusty mug. Let the caffeine go to work, gentlemen. Absolutely. One more sip. A really smooth, delightful cup of coffee this morning. Oh, yeah, that's absolutely fantastic. Hey, if you're taking me along on your morning commute, thanks very much for the lift. I really do appreciate it. If you're listening to the podcast this morning, thanks very much for tuning in. Really do appreciate that. We are using the Been There coffee mug that came courtesy of viewer Beth Jones, celebrating the state of Ohio, and that serves as a reminder that Ohio is going to be part of the Great North American Solar Eclipse happening in April. We'll talk about that a little more also in the update segment, the Maggard Meetup, and also a date's been announced for the Ohio Wet Shavers Meetup. We'll get to all that. Got a great shaving tip this morning, all the way from Japan. How about that? We also have some really, really good refill comments, some great items in new wet shave gear, and also some wonderful questions and comments as well. And there's one that relates to my current facial state. I did not shave, and you'll find out why in questions and comments. Yeah, if you think I'm waiting for a little more beard growth to do a review, you'd be right, but we'll get into that a little more in questions and comments. Again, some really, really wonderful questions and comments in the questions and comments section. So thanks very much for tuning in this morning. I really, really do appreciate it. I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me. So let's get the show kicked off like we do every week with a viewer morning shaving tip. Well, this morning's shaving tip comes from a viewer named Mully, all the way from Suzuka, Japan. And Suzuka, Japan is spelled Shizuoka. And I think I pronounced that correctly, Suzuka, Japan. Anyhow, Mully writes, "Hi, Mark, longtime viewer, don't really comment much. Just wanted to give a quick video tip on how to measure out shave cream from the toothpaste type tubes like Parasso. No worries if you don't use it. I'll still be watching." Mully. No, Mully, absolutely. When I saw this, I absolutely wanted to use it for the shaving tip this morning. A really, really great demonstration by Mully. Hey, Mully, take it away.
Hey, Mark, and the Monday morning bag gets. That's a bread, isn't it? This is Mully coming at you from Japan, and I've got a little tip for you when you're using Parasso or any one of these toothpaste tube creams. Okay, I've got my bowl ready. This is just a plain stainless steel bowl, and I want to show you how to get the perfect amount of shaving cream out of one of these without having to do any measuring. Just like when your toothpaste is running out, just give this a little squeeze like that. Okay, you're pushing the stuff down, and then take the cap off, and it will give you just let it run until it stops. Well, and then we want to get that last bit off, okay? So let me put the cap back on. And make sure you wipe this off because there's stuff inside the cap too. All right, so that gives us this little tiny amount, which doesn't seem like much. But let me take it over to the sink, and I'll be right back, and I'll show you what I get out of this. Okay, I'm back from the sink. And I want to show you guys what I got with just that little bit of shave cream. And I'm using the the Simpson T3 brush. And I just used the water that was retained in the bristles. Okay, look at this. Okay, check this out. Do you need a better lather than that? Look at that. Oh, you're going to get 3, 4, 5, 10 passes out of that. Plenty. And if you keep working it, it'll just keep getting fluffier and fluffier. So there you guys go. There's no reason to use a whole ton of product. Like they say, a little bit goes a long way. Hope it helped. See you guys.
Hey, Mully, that's an absolutely fantastic shaving tip. What a great way to get shaving cream out of a tube and also conserve at the same time, and still get heaps and heaps of lather. Absolutely fantastic. Now, Mully signed his email, Colonel Mully, and it turns out he is a Kentucky colonel, which is one of the highest honors that can be accorded to someone living in the state of Kentucky. So congratulations on that. And of course, he and his wife live in Japan, and they check out the Monday Morning Mailbag every week, and I'm really, really flattered by that. So that's absolutely fantastic, getting an email and shaving tip all the way from Japan, from Colonel Mully. Thank you so very, very much. And to say thank you, for you and only you, an original signed George sketch. So please email me your snail mail address to mondaymailbag@gmail.com, mondaymailbag@gmail.com, and I will send this to you post haste. And if you out there would like an original signed George sketch, just send me a shaving tip. Send that shaving tip to mondaymailbag@gmail.com, mondaymailbag@gmail.com. And if I use it here on the morning shaving tip segment of the Monday Morning Mailbag, you too will receive an original signed George sketch. So, Mully, thanks again for a really, really neat shaving tip all the way from Japan. Wow, that's absolutely fantastic. Mully, thanks again very, very much. Oh, one more thing. Forgot to also mention that Mully has a shaving channel on YouTube, and he also has a channel that deals with all things Japan. So we'll link both of those channels below. Thanks again, Mully. Really do appreciate it. Well, we have some updates and reminders for a couple of events happening in April of this year, and also a save the date for an upcoming event. Anyhow, April 8th, 2024 is the Great North American Solar Eclipse. It's coming right over Geauga County where I live, and everyone is really getting ready for it. So we will provide some information below, some links to information below, as well as a map that discusses its path and where you can see this in North America, the Great North American Solar Eclipse. And again, everyone's really looking forward to it. We talked about it last week, and there's going to be a lot of people coming into Geauga County and the other areas of Northeast Ohio that will be experiencing the solar eclipse. And I'm sure the same is going to be happening in your neck of the woods if you're going to be part of the total solar eclipse, the Great North American Solar Eclipse. So if you're going to be in totality, yeah, you're going to see a lot of people come into your area to experience it. Really, really looking forward to it. Also, April 20th, 2024 is the Maggard Meetup. Tickets are $35, and it takes place again on April 20th, 2024 from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. at 124 South Winter Street, Adrian, Michigan, 49221. We will have a link below where you can get up to Maggard's website and get all the information and buy your ticket and that sort of thing. I have my ticket, and I hope to see you there. Also, I heard from James German, and the Ohio Wet Shavers Meetup has announced the date that their meetup is taking place. It's going to take place on Saturday, September 14th, 2024, from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at River's Edge Cutlery, 4601 Lyman Drive in Hilliard, Ohio, 43026. Again, the Ohio Wet Shavers Meetup is taking place Saturday, September 14th, 2024, from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at River's Edge Cutlery in Hilliard, Ohio. That's where it was held last year. It was wonderful, a great venue, a terrific location, and we had a lot of people show up, and it was absolutely wonderful seeing everyone. And I'm looking forward to this one again this year, September 14th, 2024, from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at River's Edge Cutlery, the Ohio Wet Shavers Meetup. So save the date. So I think that gets you up to date on everything. The Maggard Meetup, the Ohio Wet Shavers Meetup, and the Great North American Solar Eclipse. Looking forward to all these events. Well, here's something you may not have heard before. The Monday Morning Mailbag is also available as a podcast. Okay, you've heard that before. We remind you every single week, and we're going to remind you once again that the Monday Morning Mailbag is also available as a podcast. Simply get up to your favorite streaming service and search for Monday Morning Mailbag and More, Monday Morning Mailbag and More, and the Monday Morning Mailbag podcast, as well as our other podcast, Second Cup, will come right up. Both of those podcasts are available on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, and now right here on YouTube. I almost forgot. This Sunday, March 17th, 2024 is St. Patrick's Day. So I'd like to wish everyone a happy St. Patrick's Day. Enjoy the day, enjoy the celebrations, the parades, and all the good times associated with it. So again, have a great, safe, wonderful, healthy, happy, and holy St. Patrick's Day this Sunday. Well, in keeping with our St. Patrick's Day theme, I went ahead and put on some green. It's the wearing of the green. And Mark Bagwell very kindly sent along a review of a wonderful shave soap to have this St. Patrick's Day from Phoenix Shaving, Enlightener. Well, boy, this is terrific. And Mark writes, let's start off by stating up front, this is not an homage to Irish summer, nor Irish winter, neither Irish fall. You know where this is going, right? The soap smells fantastic. Douglas and Fran nailed it. So what happens when you merge this beloved scent with a soap base like CK6, which quickly builds mounds of deep, rich lather? You get a great shave. But just in case there is someone on this planet who never uses this famous Irish time of year soap, we will list the scent notes. The top notes are bergamot, green, pine, mint, and citrus. The middle notes are herbal, spice, floral, and jasmine. And the bottom notes are amber, woody, and musk. Think of Enlightener well as a dual homage to both St. Patrick the Enlightener of Ireland and a certain nostalgic Irish time o' year. Hey Mark, thanks again very much for a terrific review of Enlightener Well from Phoenix Shaving. Check them both out, shave soap, aftershave, check out the bundle. And Mark, thanks again for a wonderful review to kick off St. Patrick's Day and also to kick off spring right around the corner. Mark, thanks again very much. Well, what do you know? Coffee's getting low, that time of the show. Let's go back for a refill. Well, I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me this morning. I hope you went back for a refill. I sure did. Hang on 1 minute. That's really good, and it stayed fairly warm. Actually, I might have to pop this into the microwave. Hang on. It's fine. It's a nice warm cup of coffee. It's not overly hot or anything like that. But again, we used my folks' electric percolator that goes way back. Probably, this is probably as old as my late father's Gillette Super Speed razor. And I recall them pulling this out for formal occasions, hosting parties, that sort of thing. And it still works after all these years. And makes a great cup of coffee. And again, a big thank you to Rodney Ripplinger for suggesting percolated coffee. And again, I've got that other percolator it's over there now, the stovetop percolator. I'm going to have to find the cap for that. And hopefully we'll clean that out and see if that works again and see if it'll brew some coffee, perk some coffee. Really looking forward to trying that out. But another great way to enjoy a cup of coffee. And whatever way you're brewing your coffee this morning, I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me. Once again, a big thank you to Beth Jones for the Been There coffee mug from Starbucks. This celebrates the state of Ohio. And again, that total solar eclipse, the great North American solar eclipse going right through Geauga County here in Northeast Ohio. So I'm really looking forward to that. One more sip. Hang on. Oh, absolutely fantastic. Thanks again to Rodney Ripplinger for the Lavazza. Really, this is terrific. Really like this one a lot. And I got to grind it this morning, and a nice coarse ground for the percolator, the electric percolator here. And as I recall, when I was a kid, I believe they had coffees that were specifically made for, the grind was specifically for electric percolators. Now, I don't look for them in the stores, so I don't know if that's still available. Is that still a thing? Coffee that is pre-ground for electric percolators? I don't know. Comment below and let me know if you remember that or if they still do that. I'll have to look for that kind of coffee. And who knows, if I can't find the lid for that older stovetop percolator, I might just grab one from Amazon or Walmart because they are gaining popularity again. So a big, big thank you to Rodney Ripplinger for all that. Okay, let's get to some of these refill comments. Mike M. wrote, I noticed that Phoenix Shaving has a Hinoki and Sage cube. I was on the fence about getting a cube, but with this scent, I think I am definitely going to purchase one. Yes, I agree with you. I am going to put that on my wish list as well. Hinoki and Sage from Phoenix Shaving. We reviewed this. We talked about it on the Monday Morning Mailbag. This is an absolutely spectacular scent. It really captures the essence of a beautiful forest, the majestic forest, and all those great fresh scents that are contained therein. Really, really terrific scent. And I recommend that if you get the shave soap, also get the aftershave splash, get the bundle. Really, really terrific. And you're correct, Mike. Absolutely get the cube as well, and the star jelly, and everything else that goes along with it. We will link the entire collection below so you can check it out. And yeah, really, really terrific scent. First introduced to us in the Advent calendar that Phoenix Shaving put out this past Christmas, 12 Shaves of Christmas. It was day one. Wow, was that a great way to kick off the Advent calendar. 12 Shaves of Christmas Advent calendar from Phoenix Shaving. So yeah, Hinoki and Sage, really, really terrific. Like this one a lot. Jim G wrote, this is Jim from Northfield. Hey, Mark, in regards to the Gem Micromatic razor, you can use an injector blade. It works only for the twist to open models, not the pop-up cap ones. It works great. It gives you a few more options for blade choices. Thanks for the Monday Morning Mailbag, Jim from Northfield. Yeah, we talked about these Gem Micromatic razors, and this is the Micromatic right here. And boy, these are, I've called these the best kept secret in wet shaving, but you do have to use a different approach. I think it is an acquired taste. And I happen to remark that there aren't many blade choices for these razors, but Jim mentions that you can get an injector razor and install that in there as long as you're using one like this, which is the twist to open model, so that when you put that injector blade in there, you can really twist down and clamp on that blade, I would assume, rather than something like this, one of these Gem pop cap models here. You can pop that cap open like that, and insert your blade and then clamp it down. So the injector blade will not work in these kinds of Gem razors. This is the pedestal razor. Nice mild shave from this one too, as I recall. I think as the models, as they progressed, made more and more razor models from say the 20s, 30s, into the 40s, into the 50s. I think they got milder. I think if anyone knows that for sure, please comment below and let me know. But I seem to recall this one as being milder than the Gem Micromatic. But yeah, pop cap models will not work if you want to use an injector razor blade. Injector razor blades will not work in the pop cap models. So thanks again for that, Jim. Really, really do appreciate that. James Sefton wrote, another out of the park 3MB as always. The barber pole is really cool. German engineering. Have a great day and rest of the week. That was the barber pole that Winfried Whitcup shared with us last week. If you didn't see it, check out last week's Monday Morning Mailbag. It's homemade. It's a barber pole in his shave den. He sent along pictures and a video. Really, really neat. I agree with you, Jim. Really, really terrific. And thanks for the nice words about the Monday Morning Mailbag. Really do appreciate that. Viewer Paul Denali wrote, I agree with most of Bob's review of the Pereira Bowl. One thing I would add is that if you hook your thumb through the handle hole, the bowl easily fits in the palm of your hand. The Pereira has become my go-to for daily shaving bowl use. It may seem expensive, but it should last a lifetime and builds a lather quickly and easily. Also, the ridges on the bottom have not damaged any of my brushes, as some people expressed concern about. Hey, Paul, thanks very, very much for that. This is regarding the Pereira bowl that Robert Ross reviewed for us last week. Check out that review in the previous Monday morning mailbag. It really is a terrific, terrific lathering bowl. And yes, there was some concern that the ridges on the bottom might beat up one of your favorite brushes. Paul seems to think that that's not the case. But all in all, these Pereira shaving bowls are absolutely terrific. They offer a lot of utility in building a lather, and they're also unbreakable, which is why Robert Ross acquired one, because he happened to drop his supply marble bowl and needed a replacement. And he went with the Pereira bowl, and he reported some great, great lathers from it, as does Paul. So Paul, thank you very, very much for confirming how wonderful the Pereira bowl is, and that little trick on how to hold it in the palm of the hand. Thanks very much. Really do appreciate that. Bob Leroux wrote, years ago when I was interested in using a shave brush, I had no idea how to use one to get a lather. YouTube channels like yours are helping so many people to know what to do and have confidence in wet shaving. Bob, thank you very, very much for those very, very kind words. And also, thank you very much for your service. Bob is a retired Army chaplain, folks, if you didn't know, and an avid kayaker. I think we're getting into kayak season, Bob, so we're going to have to get some photos from you as you take your kayak out into the various lakes and rivers this season. So looking forward to that. Shoot some video, too. Would really like to see that. We'll share it here on the Monday Morning Mailbag. And you're absolutely correct. A lot of great YouTube channels out there dealing with the traditional wet shave. Mully has one we mentioned earlier in the show, and we'll link to his channel. And there are many, many others out there really offering some great, great information. And the wonderful thing about the Monday Morning Mailbag and this particular channel is the involvement of all the viewers out there who are so very, very generous in sharing all the information regarding the wet shave with all the other viewers out there and fellow wet shavers. So I say it all the time, and I mean it. Without you, this microphone would be silent. So Bob, thanks again for the really, really nice comment, the observation. And again, thank you for your service. Andrew Hill wrote, as always, great Monday morning mailbag. Having a cup of 8 o'clock Colombian coffee this morning. Always a nice morning cup of coffee. I agree. I got to use the 8 o'clock coffee again. It's terrific. It's definitely a favorite here on the show. I've got to get some fresh 8 o'clock coffee, though. I think the stuff I have in the pantry is a little bit long in the tooth. I'll have to check. I think I also have the pumpkin spice version as well. Well, anyhow, it's a good coffee. I agree with you. Nice segment on all the brushes out there to use cleaning your razors. Me personally, I find an old toothbrush works best. Totally in my opinion. I finally got a vintage Gillette razor. A reminder to keep your eyes out at local antique shops. I got a 1956 Super Speed in wonderful condition for $12. Oh, wow. Cleaned and sanitized it and have had some of the best shaves I've ever had. Again, great show and have a great week. Wow. Andrew, congratulations on a really, really wonderful vintage Gillette Super Speed find. That's absolutely fantastic. And you are correct. Those Gillette Super Speeds just deliver some great, great shaves. And I'm so glad to hear that you found one in such great shape at such a great price. And it's a terrific reminder, folks, you know, whenever you're out at a yard sale, estate sale, antique store, that sort of thing, look for some of these vintage razors. You might find some of these vintage razors in great, great shape for not a lot of money. Absolutely. Thanks for the reminder, Andrew, and congratulations on finding a really, really wonderful razor in good condition and at a great price. Terrific. William Murphy wrote, great video, Mark. The Mula R89 is on my wish list. Empyrean Bay rum sounds great. I may order some. Hinoki and Sage was my favorite from the Advent calendar, and my wife loves the scent too. Have a great week. Hey, Bill, thanks very much for the comments. Yeah, the Mula R89, an absolutely fantastic razor. Again, our thanks go out to Mark Bagwell for sending this along to the channel and allowing me to share it with all the viewers out there. An absolutely fantastic, fantastic razor. Perfect for beginners or seasoned wet shavers as well. And if you do get this Mula R89, I highly recommend getting the Mula razor blades with it. They pair up so wonderfully well. The razor blade increases the efficiency of this Mula R89 a little bit, really delivers a wonderful, wonderful shave. And the great thing about the Mula R89 is that it is so mild, you can do a 3-pass shave, get a BBS finish, and you won't get any irritation. At least that's been my experience with it. And I love to do that 3rd pass, especially holding the razor like a pencil like this, and then going against the grain, south to north. I just love that whole movement, that whole experience. It just makes for a great way to finish off the traditional wet shave. In some of my reviews, you see that I'm doing 2 passes, and I get a final result, and then I'm done with the shave. Part of the reason is because I'm getting a great result, and the other part of the reason is, well, okay, I want to move the video along, but there are times when I really do need to do a 3rd pass, and with the Mula R89, doing a 3rd pass is just as comfortable as the first 2 passes, and because of its mild quality, for me, it has not resulted in any kind of irritation at all. It's just a really great razor. And again, with Dads and Grads season right around the corner, this would make an absolutely wonderful, wonderful gift. The Mula R89. And again, I can't stress it enough. These Mula razor blades just pair up so wonderfully well with the Mula R89. And Bill, thanks again for confirming how great Hinoki and Sage is, and I'm glad to hear that your wife finds it agreeable as well. Yeah, it's a terrific scent, folks. It really, really is. I really, really enjoy using it. Fantastic scent. And I said it before, I'll say it again. It was the perfect shave soap to kick off day one of the 12 Shaves of Christmas Advent calendar from Phoenix Shaving. Yeah, and again, put it on your wish list, put it on your reminder. Put a reminder or an alarm in your phone, whatever it is, to make a point of getting the Advent calendar this coming Christmas season, because wow, that was wonderful. That was the first time I did it. Got one of those calendars. I want to do it again. Absolutely fantastic. A lot of fun. And you got to see previews of some upcoming shave soaps, and Hinoki and Sage was one of those previews. So absolutely fantastic. So thanks for passing that along, Bill. Really do appreciate it. Michael Taylor wrote, afternoon, Mark. Thoroughly enjoyed the podcast as always. Interesting segments and comments. Have a great week and take care. Hey, Michael, thanks very much for listening to the Second Cup podcast. Really do appreciate that, folks. Again, a reminder that the Monday Morning Mailbag is available as a podcast, and we also have another podcast that follows up on Mondays at 7 a.m., which is called Second Cup. And this is a podcast that will kind of catch up on some items that we may have missed on the Monday Morning Mailbag, or maybe some late-breaking news on sales that might be ending before the next Monday Morning Mailbag airs, that sort of thing. I have really, really thoroughly enjoyed doing that podcast. I love doing the Monday Morning Mailbag. I really do. I love getting together with you, but the Second Cup podcast, which is audio only, really allows me to kind of experiment with that technology in crafting a podcast, working with music and sound and that sort of thing. That's been a lot of fun. And also just talking about the traditional wet shave in that format has just really been very, very fulfilling, and a lot of great content from viewers who have contributed some really, really wonderful tips, tricks, information, sale items, new items, that sort of thing. So it's really been a great, great deal of fun for me. And I'm so glad, Michael, that you tuned in. So folks, give it a listen. If the next time you're on YouTube or any of those other streaming services that we mentioned earlier in the show. So Michael, thanks again. I'm so glad to hear that you're enjoying the Second Cup podcast. Robert Ross wrote, after using the Pereira shaving bowl about 4 times, I found that I developed the perfect lather in about 1 minute and 15 seconds. I went on to 2 YouTube channels that reviewed the Pereira, namely Donald Younger and The Virtual Groom Room, and took out a stopwatch and timed them making a lather. Both of them stopped whipping up their lather at almost the exact same time as me. I guess 75 seconds is the bomb for making the best lather with the Pereira shaving bowl. Wow, that is amazing. 75 seconds, 1 minute, 15 seconds. That is really, really amazing. Another testament as to how great that Pereira shaving bowl is. Folks, we'll link it below so you can get up to Pereira Shavery and check it out yourself. And we've gotten some great comments from folks who have used this shaving bowl. They like it a lot. Unbreakable, whips up a lot of lather and in record time. Thanks very much for confirming that, Robert. Really, really do appreciate it. And that wraps up this week's refill segment. My thanks to everyone who contributed. Really do appreciate it. We'll do it again next week. Okay, let's check out some new wet shaving gear. Well, you may have seen that Parker has a brand new single edge razor out there called the Soloedge razor. Beth Jones has one. She test drove it and she sent in this review. And she writes, note that some people find it helpful to wet the blade when loading a new blade as it helps it to stick to the safety bar plate. For my first shave, I used the following: Parker half blades included with the Parker Soloedge razor, Castle Forbes 1445 shave cream, aka Brushworks Bohemia Glass 26mm AK-47 fan. Wow, this brush can whip up a lather like nobody's business. If I could sum up the Parker Soloedge razor with one word, it would be efficient, and she wrote that in capital letters. I was truly amazed at not only the efficiency of the razor, but how little cleanup remained after the first pass. After the second pass, I was at BBS. I had 2 small nicks, but other than that, the shave was smooth, efficient with some mild roughness and blade feel. Blade clamping and exposure was pretty darn dead on even. I had some difficulty placing the cap back on the razor after I had the blade seated on the safety bar plate, but once I got the hang of it, it was not a problem for me. For my second shave, I decided to do something a little differently. I decided to compare the Parker Soloedge razor with the Supply SE razor. This time I decided to wet the blade before I loaded it onto the Soloedge's safety bar plate, and this improved the blade stability while placing the top cap. For my second shave, I used the following: the Parker Soloedge razor with the Gillette Golden Shave Menorah blade snapped in half, the Supply SE razor with the Black Label Supply injector blade, Castle Forbes 1445 shave cream, a Yaki 24mm tuxedo shave brush. First pass with the Parker Soloedge razor. Again, just incredibly efficient. The shave was a little smoother with the Gillette Golden Shave Menorah blades than with the Parker half blades. Still some blade feel, but less blade feel with the Gillette blade than with the Parker blade. Very clean first pass. Second pass with the Supply SE razor. Very little cleanup needed due to the incredible efficiency of the Parker Soloedge razor, but the Supply SE razor handily cleaned up what the Parker Soloedge left behind. Very little blade feel and an incredibly smooth, comfortable, and efficient second pass. And again, I was at BBS. Final thoughts: the Parker Soloedge. Highly efficient, slightly top heavy, shorter handle than the Supply SE, larger shave head. Blade loading can be somewhat tricky, at least for me. Wetting the blade seems to help with this issue. Mild to moderate blade feel and somewhat rough shave, but this can be tamed by using a blade other than the Parker blades included with the razor. Your mileage may vary with regard to this point. I did not find blade alignment to be a problem with regard to the curled edges that results when the blade is snapped in half. The Supply SE, very efficient. For some first-time users, it may require some finesse to find the perfect 15-degree shaving angle. At first, I found this to be the case for me as a lady wet shaver, but now finding that perfect shaving angle is not a problem for me. Weight is more evenly balanced. Smaller, more compact shave head. Longer handle than the Parker Soloedge. Easy to maneuver. Blade loading is easier for me than the Parker Soloedge. Overall, the Supply SE razor is a smaller, more compact razor in comparison to the Parker Soloedge razor. As a lady wet shaver, my shaving needs are not as demanding as gentlemen wet shavers' needs, so your mileage may vary. Hey, Beth, thanks very, very much for an absolutely fantastic review of the Parker Soloedge single edge razor and also comparing it to the Supply SE single edge injector razor. I know a lot of viewers out there have the Supply SE razor and they're probably wondering how it stacks up against the Parker Soloedge SE razor. Well, folks, now you know, thanks to Beth Jones. Beth, thank you again for a terrific review. Really, really do appreciate it. Viewer Mark Bagwell sent in this review of Duke Cannon Ice Cold Aftershave Balm. Have you used this before? If you haven't, check out this review from Mark Bagwell, and he writes, okay, you just finished your shave. So what now? Maybe some witch hazel or possibly an alcohol-based aftershave lotion? You can do these things, or you can reach for some ice cold aftershave balm by Duke Cannon. That's right. I'm talking about a menthol slap in the face that reduces redness, razor burn, and bumps, and tightness. And without the need for alcohol, so there is no sting. Only a menthol slap that feels fantastic in the hotter months. And those hotter months will be here before you know it. I can hear some of you screaming now, menthol is great, but what about moisturizing? Don't worry, the Duke has your back because this is packed with glycerin, shea butter, and tea tree oil. So yes, this balm moisturizes my old leather face, so you younger men will be very pleased. So now let's talk about convenience. The Duke comes in two sizes, a 6-ounce bottle, which I keep in each bathroom, and a 2.3-ounce travel-sized bottle that is TSA friendly. It's also a great sized bottle to keep in your gym bag, locker, desk drawer, or any place you might need a quick menthol pick-me-up during the day. And it goes without saying, there are no parabens, sulfates, or anything you don't want. Duke Cannon prides itself as being a manly company dedicated to giving you the best without the high price tag. You should also know a portion of proceeds benefits U.S. veterans. Now that's something we can all get behind. Yeah, an absolutely fantastic, fantastic product. Mark, thanks for reviewing it and highlighting all the great strong points of the Duke Cannon Ice Cold Aftershave Balm. Folks, we'll have links below. It's also available probably at your local big box store, your local retailers. I know I picked up mine from, I think it was a CVS, I think. CVS had this particular aftershave balm and some other Duke Cannon products. So check it out online and also at your local retailer. Duke Cannon Ice Cold Aftershave Balm. Mark, thanks again for the great review. Viewer Wally Pankowski sent along this review of Hendrix Classics & Company's stainless steel shaving bowl. And Wally wrote, Mark, I just received a new shave bowl from Hendrix Classics & Company. It's the unpolished stainless steel version. The construction of the bowl is stainless steel and comes in a variety of styles. It comes in a polished version and unpolished version. They have colored exteriors which are polished on the inside of the bowl. The bowl is very sturdy and there is no worry of damaging or disfiguring it with less than normal handling. I just used it and it whipped up a great lather in no time. When I first looked at the bowl, I didn't think it was going to be big enough to keep the lather in. I was totally wrong. The bowl was great. The ridges in the base of the bowl work flawlessly. Actually, it works better than some bowls with elaborate designs and excessive ridges. It's a winner. Thank you, Wally Pankowski. Wally, thanks again for a great review on the Hendrix Classics & Company stainless steel bowl. Looks absolutely fantastic. Polished version, unpolished version, a variety of styles. Wow, really, really terrific. Wally, thanks very much for sending in the review. Folks, we'll have a link below to Hendrix Classics & Company's website where you can check out the bowls for yourselves. Wally, thanks again for a terrific review. Really do appreciate it. Well, in previous Monday morning mailbags, we've been talking about Bundubeard shave soaps all the way from South Africa. And Mark Bagwell happened to review Bosbouer shaving soap from Bundubeard, and he sent along this review. Now, Bosbouer is spelled B-O-S-B-O-U-E-R. I believe that's the pronunciation. If it's not, my apologies to everyone in South Africa, and especially the folks at Bundubeard. I think it's pronounced Bosbouer, I think. Well, we'll go with that right now, and I'm sure if it's incorrect, they will politely correct me down the road. So Mark writes, so let's begin with the name Bosbouer. Honestly, I have no clue how to pronounce this, so I'll go with the way Mr. Zarady pronounces it. The soap comes in the nickel slip soap base and utilizes a natural black clay to give the soap a metal and ash appearance. So this soap not only looks different, but the scent is hard to describe. The best way I can think of is to say it's light and woody. It's unusual, but very nice. I like the scent even better after it was lathered because lathering it brought out more of the woody notes. But the strength of the scent never rose above a 3 or 4. I found it to be very delightful. I can hear you now. Smells bells. But what about the lather? All I can say is it's incredibly thick. There is a ton of cushion and slickness that is sure to please anyone. The only quirk is the amount of water needed. It demands a bunch. I tried to drown it to test its threshold, but I couldn't do it. So my advice is don't be afraid to add water. This soap loves it. My overall experience with Bosbouer was very positive, and I would rate the nickel slip soap base up there with some of the very best. But I still can't pronounce the name. Well, Mark, neither can I. I think I'm close, but no cigar. Maybe some of the South African viewers out there can help us with the pronunciation. Terrific, terrific review, Mark. Thanks again very, very much. Remember, folks, that the Bundubeard shave products will be available soon here in North America via Philip Sharp's website, sharpshaver.com, and sharpshaver.etsy.com. Sharpshaver.com is still under construction, and once it's up and running and a launch date is announced, we'll let you know right here on the Monday Morning Mailbag, where you too can get some of the Bundubeard products right here in the United States of America through sharpshaver.com. My thanks again to Dr. Edward de Villiers of South Africa for sending a really nice sampling of the Bundubeard shave products to the channel, which enabled us to share them with all the viewers out there. So thanks again to Mark Bagwell for a terrific, terrific review on Bosbouer shave soap from Bundubeard. And stay tuned, folks, for the sharpshaver.com launch date, where you too can get some of these great Bundubeard shave soaps and other shaving products. Mark, thanks again very, very much. Viewer Stephen Howard sent along an email, and he wrote, Mark, have you seen this? And he sent along a link, and that link went directly to the new aluminum slant razor by Timeless Razor. Check that out. Absolutely beautiful, and it comes in at a really nice price point. And as they write on their product page, our aluminum slant razor is a one-of-a-kind slant razor with a slight twist. It is beautifully crafted from 6061 T6 aerospace grade aluminum material. The aluminum slant by Timeless Razor has a 0.86 millimeter blade gap for an efficient and very smooth shave. It's easy to maneuver with a slim head and a nice change of pace from a standard double-edged razor. It's also great for beginners and head shavers as the ends of the blade are completely covered to avoid any nicks or cuts for an effortless, smooth shave. If you are a lifelong DE shaver or if new to wet shaving, this razor is an excellent tool to shave with. Wow, absolutely beautiful. And it comes in at $54, a really, really nice price point. And for an extra $20, you can get the stand for it. And I recommend getting the stand. Now, I have their original aluminum razor, and it's absolutely wonderful. It delivers an absolutely beautiful, beautiful shave. Very nimble, very maneuverable, very, very well made. And this aluminum slant promises to be every bit as good as that original aluminum razor from Timeless Razor. So we'll have a link to it. The aluminum slant by Timeless Razor. My thanks to Stephen Howard for the heads up on this one. An absolutely beautiful, beautiful, affordable, well-made, well-engineered aluminum slant razor from the folks at Timeless Razor. And that wraps up this week's look at new wet shaving gear. Thanks to everyone who contributed. Really do appreciate it. We'll do it again next week. Okay, let's get to some of these questions and comments. Viewer Tristan Barber left the following question in one of the reviews I did, and he wrote, "Just curious, what is the point of slapping the aftershave on so hard? Does it help in any way, or is it just personal preference? I pat it on, but nowhere near as hard as this." Great question, Tristan. With me, I'm slapping it on, and I'm slapping it on rather quickly and rather vigorously. And one of the reasons is because I have the aftershave pooling up in the palms of my hands, and bringing my hands up very, very quickly to my face ensures that I'm getting a lot of the product on my face and not on the floor. That's really why I'm doing it that way. I just don't want to lose any of the aftershave off of my hands onto the floor. So I'm bringing it up to my face rather quickly, and I think that's resulting in the slap. I also think that there's a little bit of a tradition and ritual connected with this as well. We might have seen our fathers and grandfathers slap on aftershave. I think the slapping on of aftershave is also depicted in films and TV shows, so maybe that's carried over into the culture, so to speak. I think that there's also kind of a psychological boost to it as well. When you slap it on, you know your shave is done. I kind of do the final clap at the end of my shaves to let me know that my shave is done. Also let all the viewers know that the shave is complete. And I think a lot of wet shavers, when they slap it on and they feel that slap and they get the sensation, the cooling sensation of the aftershave, then they know it's kind of a psychological cue that the shave is complete. I think that's another reason why. So please, I'll put it to the viewer. Comment below and let us know, why do you think some of us out there slap on that aftershave? Is it due to any of the reasons I've mentioned, or is there something at work here? Really would be curious to hear those answers. So Tristan, thanks very, very much for a really, really neat question that I think will result in a terrific, terrific discussion. Why do you slap on aftershave? Do you slap it on, or do you put it on a little more gently? Comment below, let us know. Tristan, thanks again for a really, really terrific question. Viewer Robert Stefanko sent along a couple of questions, and he wrote, "I just started using the Cube, and I did get a mentholated one. I was wondering about the heavy use of menthol within the wet shaving community. There is a lot of it in products, and I even noticed that there are grinders sold and people sell it in rock form. What is the benefit of menthol in the products? Is there an actual benefit, or is this just more of a preference thing? I found my cube to have a good amount of it. It was actually very nice this morning, and I feel like it was a good enhancement to my morning shave. But I also feel that some mornings it may not be as nice, and I wouldn't want that as much. So I was just curious if there is a benefit that I don't know of, or is this strictly a preference thing? Great question, Robert. And you know what? I did a little Googling and did some little research here. And by the way, I do have the chill mill from Phoenix Shaving with the menthol crystals in there that you can add to your shaving soap and kind of grind this up and add a little bit of menthol if you have a non-mentholated shaving soap, or add a little more menthol if you have a mentholated shaving soap, that sort of thing. But anyhow, here's what I found. Menthol, a natural ingredient extracted from the mint plant, has found its way into men's shaving cream for several compelling reasons. Cooling and soothing properties. Menthol provides a cooling sensation when applied to the skin. This refreshing tingle can be a pleasant contrast to the warmth of shaving. It has healing and soothing properties, making it an excellent addition to shaving creams. When you glide menthol-infused cream over your skin, it helps soothe any irritation caused by shaving, leaving you feel refreshed and revitalized. I also found this right here. Beyond shaving cream, menthol is found in various products due to its soothing, antiseptic, and pain relief qualities. You'll encounter menthol in everyday items like gums, candies, moisturizers, and topical creams. So there it is in kind of a nutshell why we have menthol in a lot of shaving creams. It's soothing, it's cooling, it has antiseptic properties. So yeah, so there is some benefit there to using menthol from what I have found. Now, I'll leave it to the viewers. Comment below and let us know whether or not you agree with this, or if you have some additional information to add regarding menthol's properties and inclusion in shaving creams and shaving soaps. And I agree with you. Robert. There are times when, you know what? Maybe I'll use the non-mentholated cube for my shave. Maybe a little too much menthol. Maybe I don't want all that menthol in my shave. Then there are other times where I do my pre-shave wash with the mentholated cube, and then I leave a little bit on my face, a little bit of that menthol on my face, and then I get a nice hot towel, and I put that hot towel on, and that menthol with that warm towel, oh, that's a fantastic, fantastic sensation, and it really does a great job in moisturizing and softening the whisker. Really, really terrific. So yeah, I think it's partly, I think it's personal preference, and the other part I think is also has some benefits to the shave. It really does have some soothing and cooling properties, and also some antiseptic properties as well, as noted in the information that I gathered. So again, folks, comment below, let us know the benefits of menthol in your shave, and if you have any additional information to this. Robert also wrote, I have also enjoyed starting to use an alum block. I was curious about this product as well. I notice after I use it that I feel there is a film on my face. Is this intended to be left on for the full benefit? I can definitely tell it's working, but I was wondering if I should leave this on and continue with my post-shave routine, or if I should be washing it off. Personal preference on this one, Robert. When I first started using an alum block, I would, wet it under some cold water, work it around my face, and kind of get the feedback as to whether or not my shave was a little more aggressive than I wanted it to be, see if there was any zinging or stinging, that sort of thing. And then I would leave it on for about 30 seconds, let it do its thing, and then I would rinse it off. And then I would go on with my aftershave splash and balm. Since then, I leave it on my face and then follow up with my aftershave and my balm to no ill effect. But you know what? Your mileage may vary. Some people have noted that when they leave the alum block, when they leave the alum from the alum block on their face, that they have a drying sensation to their skin. And other folks don't. And it's just personal preference, however you want to use it. At one time, I was rinsing off the alum after applying it. I would wait 30 seconds or so and then rinse it off. And since then, I just leave it on, and that's the way I like to do it now. So it's entirely up to you. I don't think there's a wrong way or a right way. I think there's just your way. You know what? Your face, your rules, as we like to say here on the show. So however it fits into your shaving routine, whether you apply it and rinse it off or apply it and leave it on, entirely up to you, whatever works for you. So let us know down the road how the alum block works into your post-shave routine. And, just let us know how that's coming along is what I'm saying. So again, folks, comment below and let us know how you use an alum block. Do you leave it on? Do you rinse it off? That sort of thing. Really would be interested in hearing those responses. Robert, thanks again for a couple of great questions. Really do appreciate it. Viewer Coffee Bucks wrote the following: the anticipation of wet shaving gets me up in the morning and motivates me to go to bed on time. I was a bit surprised that a man with less facial hair than Charlie Brown has a shaving channel, but like his talk through of his lathering. Well, Coffee Bucks, thanks very much for the comment. I really do appreciate it. I sometimes get these comments from new viewers to the channel as to whether or not there is any beard growth there when I'm doing a review. There is beard growth there. 1 day's worth of beard growth. I have plenty of whisker there. It's just that I'm a fair-skinned individual, blonde hair, blue eyes. Sometimes the whisker just does not photograph as well as I'd like, which is why I sometimes skip a day or two to have 2 or 3 days worth of beard growth when I'm going to do a review of, say, a new razor or a shave soap, something like that. So there's a little bit of beard growth that'll photograph a little more easily. And that's why I didn't shave before this morning's Monday morning mailbag. And I'm going to be shaving tomorrow. I'm going to be doing a review of a new product that's coming to the Shave Den. This is the Lather and Wood razor, available on Amazon for less than $20. This is the Lather and Wood Forge Gray model right here. And they also have a brushed alloy model right here. The razor heads are very much like the bevel razor shaving head. End tabs of the razor blade are enclosed in the razor head. Nice 30-degree angle razor, absolutely. But I want about 3 days worth of beard growth when I do this review so that the beard is there, it'll photograph, and you can see the product actually doing what, what it's supposed to be doing, shaving away a little bit of beard growth there. 3 days worth. 1 day's worth of beard growth doesn't always photograph as well as I would like. So I like to shave every day, but sometimes I realize that I should skip a day or two so there's a little more beard growth there for the reviews that I will be doing. So yeah, yeah, there's definitely beard growth there. And I like the reference to Charlie Brown. I understand exactly what you're saying. But yeah, with 1 day's worth of beard growth, believe me, there's a lot of whisker there. So maybe down the road I need to adjust lighting or do something to improve the photographic quality of the whisker that's on my face, so to speak. But yeah, 1 day's worth of beard growth, there's definitely beard growth there. There's definitely whisker there. But again, I'll be doing a review tomorrow with 3 days worth of beard growth, and hopefully that will go smoothly, and we'll get the review done, and hopefully you'll see plenty of whisker there for that review. So Coffee Bucks, thanks very, very much for the comment. I really do appreciate it. I like the Charlie Brown reference. That was very humorous. And again, please know that with 1 day's worth of beard growth, there's plenty of whisker there, but being a fair-skinned individual, it doesn't always photograph as readily as I would like. Thanks again for the comment, Coffee Bucks. Really do appreciate it. And that wraps up another Monday morning mailbag. Thanks very much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. Please share, please subscribe, please like. Hit that bell so it'll give you a yell the next time I upload a video. Comment below. Let me know. Check out all the wonderful artisan soap makers and sellers that you see displayed on the bottom of the screen right now. They make and offer some wonderful artisan shave soap. They also offer some wonderful wet shaving gear to enhance your traditional wet shave. The next time you're online, please take a moment, pay them a visit. I sure would appreciate it. Thank you very much. Also, check out my Amazon product page at amazon.com/shop/MarkZerati, where you'll find all the Amazon listed products that I review on this channel, organized and categorized so you can find everything in a snap very easily. I'll leave you with this laugh. Hey, we have another double take cartoon puzzle this week. Try to find the differences between the two cartoon panels. If you need more time, just pause the video, or try to find all the differences before time runs out. Thanks very much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. Make it a great week.